What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. I hope you guys are staying safe out there, and appreciate you coming by and checking it out. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'm heading on down to Ellery, South Carolina today, for tomorrow, and it's going to be about 80 degrees down there. It's going to be beautiful down there. Can't wait to get down there. So hope you guys stick with me for the ride. See you on down. That is a nice Jeep right there. Nice Jeep. I like it. I like it a lot. Well, that's kind of strange. This gas station I'm at right now on exit 99 in Anna, Ohio off of 75. At the very end, it was confusing. They had a pump 16 and a pump 15 in the very same spot. And I didn't know which one activated both the satellite pump and the driver's side pump. So I go inside, and apparently 16 is a pump solely for death. It's not, I don't know, it's kind of a little different, but anyways, we're getting fuel right now in Anna. But anyway, here's what I'm talking about with the pumps. So you got 16, which is only death, and then you got 15, which is the diesel. A little confusing. I didn't realize it was like that here, but it's only $2.68 for diesel here. So if anybody wants some cheap diesel fuel and they're heading up north on 75 in Ohio, go ahead and stop here for $2.68 a gallon diesel. So it is Saturday morning. Had a couple setbacks yesterday here. I was supposed to go pick up a load in Augusta, Georgia yesterday. Got a call saying that the product was bad. There was some plastic totes or something that were, made there, and they were being shipped up to Toledo, and they came out of the press wet. And wet plastic, if you try to deliver freshly made totes and whatnot somewhere, and there's wet spots all over them, they're gonna be rejected. So they ended up canceling that load. So I was put onto another load of chicken that was going up to Fairfield, Ohio, that picked up in Cumming, Georgia. Then that load got canceled. So I ended up deadheading all the way. Well, I'd already wasted several hours of my day, so I wasn't able to make it all the way back home. So I stopped here in Georgetown, I believe this name, Georgeville, Georgetown, Kentucky, which is exit 129 on 75. And I just wanted to say, it's unbelievable to me just how much a positive attitude from a stranger can contagious. It's very contagious when somebody is so positive around you, And I know the last video I put on here, which this video is going to be basically covering almost the whole week. There wasn't a whole lot going on yesterday. I really didn't feel like recording anything. It was just, you just get in one of those kind of moods and you just don't want to, I know my last video that I posted on here was a very, very negative video. And, there have been a lot of things that have come out since then about what happened in Florida. And there's nothing that I can do personally other than just convey my condolences to the families. That's all I can do. I know some people are going to say that's inconsiderate to even do that for some. I'll never understand the motives of some people. But whatever, whatever floats your boat. Now, I'm not here to get into a political rant or anything like that again. When I was inside this pilot, I went in there to to go use the restroom and to get my coffee before I, got on the road to finish my drive home. And, I was just kind of looking around the grill area, and there was a guy. They have like most pilots anymore in Flying J's, I had a Cinnabon inside. And the guy that he was setting up the Cinnabon stand, and he was in just such an awesome mood. He was dancing around, getting things set up in the Cinnabon stand. We both just started talking to each other, and I talked for a few minutes. He was just such a positive guy, and I went in there tired, obviously, because I just woke up. Went in there all tired and whatnot, and man, I walked out of there rejuvenated. You know what I mean? And I walked out of there in such a positive mood. And it was because of him. And it was because of how contagious positivity is. And that's a good way to conclude this week after everything that's happened. It's a good lesson. That is a fantastic lesson to learn right there. Positivity outweighs negativity. Every time, positivity will trump negativity. I could have gone in there in like the worst mood, and I would have walked out just like I am right now. I would have flipped around. It's an amazing thing, man. It really is. It sounds so cliche to say that, happiness or goodness or whatever will always beat negativity and, the dark side, basically. The light side will always beat the dark side. It is a very cliche thing to say, but things become cliche for a reason, right? Because there might be some truth, just like a stereotype. A stereotype became a stereotype for a reason. So it's I don't know. I just wanted to point that out when I got out of there, because it's such a fantastic way to end the week. It really is. I'm only 2 hours away from my house. It's a lesson to learn. We can all get so worked up over what happened, and rightfully so. Again, it was a horrible thing that happened in Florida, and we should get worked up about it. We really should. No matter what side of the fence you're on, we should get worked up about it. It would be unhealthy to not feel some sort of an emotion towards what happened. It would be, especially as adults, that have the ability to sympathize. It would be extremely unhealthy. In fact, it would be, what's the right term? Sociopath, or somebody who's a mass murderer. They aren't capable of feeling emotion, right? That's why serial killers, when they do what they're doing, like someone like a Ted Bundy, they can kill somebody and not feel a damn thing because they're emotionless. They're monsters. But for people like us, we just hear about a tragic incident and it immediately sparks emotion, and that's perfectly healthy. So no matter what the emotion was that you felt, it was healthy. Anger, unless you felt some twisted emotion, but anger, sympathy, sadness, depression, everything, things like that. It would have been a common, healthy, response, even though we weren't directly affected. But then you come to a place like this, and the positivity just radiates from somebody like that guy. Positivity just kicks negativity's ass, man. It really does. But anyways, I'm gonna do this video. I'm gonna edit this video, and the The beginning of this video, the first few clips or whatever, were taken before. Actually, I think were taken before the tragedy even happened. So, it's not so. They were actually filmed before my rant, obviously. So, if it seems like I am being inconsiderate because I don't seem to have any emotion other than pure happiness because, it's because I haven't heard of the whole thing that happened at that time. And then when I did hear about it, and then I heard, what some people were saying about... See, that's the thing, though. It's just... It shouldn't turn people against each other. A tragedy like that should not turn us as Americans against us as Americans. It should not. But it does. I could say more things about my opinion and about some facts, but I don't want to piss anybody off right now, because positivity is imminent right now, and I love it. Remember, I was in the 11th grade when 9/11 happened, and so I was in Ohio. That's where I lived. I can remember where I was sitting during 9/11. The country was so different. I can remember that. I was a kid. I was in the 11th grade. I was sitting in my 11th grade literature class when it happened. And I can remember how much different the climate was, and how much more everybody cared about everybody when that tragedy happened. And I can remember, much further down the road, like within the last couple of years, listening to shows, to podcasts, like Joe Rogan, things like that. And they talk about being in New York City, weeks or days even after it happened. And they talk about how much more kind everybody was to each other for months. Traffic, there wasn't road rage, is basically what it was just, people let you go ahead of them on the freeway. They were much more polite. They were much more willing to they were just more helpful. And that tragedy sparked something inside of us as Americans, that we all decided that we needed to work together, not against each other. But tragedies are becoming so common anymore that we're turning everything political. And I think that, it's sad. But I think what needs to come out of this video, I know this is kind of a long outro to the video, but just what needs to come out of this video is just how positivity is contagious, and the more we're positive, the more people we're going to affect in a positive way. And that guy inside was just proof. He really was, man. He was proof. But anyways, with that said, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here and go on home. I gotta go drop this trailer off. It's empty right now, obviously, but I gotta go drop it off at the yard and then bobtail my butt to my house and spend some time with the family. So yeah, I'll be leaving out Monday morning, going to Nashville, North Carolina, and looking forward to that. It's nice. It's a long drive to Nashville, North Carolina, but it's a nice drive. I like it. It'll fill up your 11 o'clock or your 11-hour clock. That's for sure. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, and we'll catch you guys all later. Be safe out there, guys. I hope you're making some good money, and I hope you get to see your family soon. And be positive. That is the one thing to come from this video. If there's no other takeaway, that is the takeaway. Be positive and allow your positivity to affect others. All right, guys, that's just, I don't want to sound all mushy, but after what happened this week, we need to be positive about things because the more we're positive, the more others will be positive. So, all right, guys. With that said, I'm going to get off here now. I'm going to end it. All right. You all have a good one out there and be safe. Take care, guys.